What's up, YouTube? It's Johnny. Thanks for tuning to my channel. All right, today I want to make a short video about Charleston White. Shout out Charleston White, man, cat from Texas. Be spitting a lot of game. And it ain't always what people want to hear, but it's always factual. And I'm glad that it's individually people like him, like myself, that's spitting facts, because knowledge needs to be given to people regardless who it comes from. Tupac's message was different than Nipsey's. Nipsey is different than Kendrick. Kendrick is completely different than somebody on the East Coast, like a Big or something, or Jada Kiss that's giving you words of motivation. The motivation needs to come from all areas. And something that we know is growing up in inner cities and in the hoods, everybody can't talk to everybody the same. I think that's where a lot of the disconnect come in from the black conservative influencers and things like that. I think a lot of them have good intentions and they want to be good people, but they don't realize the way you talk to people on the internet ain't the way you talk to people in real life. But when you do come from an urban environment, you understand your people. You don't judge them. You don't discriminate them. You don't talk bad to them. You don't conform to the masses. You still show them and lead them the right way to go, but you don't ever criticize them for being lost in this crazy world as we all used to be. So I got a few highlights, man, I want to really touch on within this interview. And it's so on point on what's going on with issues in the black community.
Grew up in a single parent home, you feel like you was fortunate enough to be raised with a certain amount of morals and opportunity.
Yeah, and with love.
So the question he asked him is, even though you grew up in a single parent home, do you feel like you were lucky to grow up with love? That's crazy that you're asking a individual growing up with love. Like, that should be a normal. Like, my mom was on Section 8. My parents were drinking a lot and smoking a lot, but I still had my mom and my daddy. I was so fortunate to have both of my parents the entire 18 years of my life. I always say, real privilege for a black kid is being able to call your daddy. And I've been able to talk to my daddy every day for all 32 years of my life. So that's real privilege.
Yeah. See that's the difference, homie. It's a lot of niggas didn't come from love. It's a lot of black children was born into some situations and circumstances and some conditions, and it was absent of love. They wasn't nurtured.
Yeah.
Them niggas just was fed. Think about what I'm saying. They wasn't nurtured. They just was fed and clothed and given shelter. Wherever you sleep in the house, you just sleep, as long as you got a roof over your head. So a lot of children came out of those conditions and became some of the best drug dealers you can find in the neighborhood. They swear they wasn't gonna never be broke.
And this is so true. Like, one thing I'll say, I got lucky, man. When I say my parents love me, gosh. I still remember being a 3-year-old kid riding a preschool on my dad's shoulders. I still remember when our lights was off, sitting playing hangman with my mama. I remember walking with my dad to go get Church's chicken for dinner, come back home, we eat it, put it in a cooler, go to sleep as soon as it got dark outside because there wasn't nothing else to do. Wake up and have Church's chicken for breakfast. Like, I really remember the struggle. But I had both of my parents, so I knew that working together was how you got out of it. And I always say, keep it G. Times wasn't always pretty. I didn't always appreciate my daddy. I wasn't always grateful that I had him in my life. But when I grew up and I became a man, I realized how fortunate I was to have two parents while the rest of the world came out of situations like Charleston is talking about, where they had one parent. The parent was busy working and she was distracted or she was stressed. And they were just in a real stressful environment. And it turned out the product that the world will look at the individual and say they're a bad person, they're a monster. But they're just somebody who grew up devoid of love.
And be hungry again.
There's a lot of white people, a lot of all kind of people.
We ain't talking about them.
I figure.
Yeah. We got to stick with us though. We got to stick with us.
Yes, sir.
Because they gonna take care of theirs. You see what I'm saying? One of them gonna have an insurance policy that they just gotta wait for the right family member to die that's gonna leave them something.
And that's our biggest problem. Everything that we do. What about white people? What about white people? We talk about our homicide rate. What about white people killing white people? We talk about the abortion rate. What about white people? We talk about the single motherhood rate. What about white people? We talk about like, why? I'm not comparing myself to nobody white. We don't ever say, what about the Japanese people? What about the Asians? What about the Chinese? What about the Puerto Ricans? What about the Mexicans? We have to realize we've internalized this slavery and racism thing that's so much that we can't realize there's more people in the world outside of black and white. We are so caught up in I'm black, they white, and we don't see nothing else going on in the world. We don't see the stock market. We don't see Bitcoin. We don't see all these opportunities that are right there in front of our face. Anybody who has a cell phone and internet connection could go be a millionaire. Nothing is stopping anyone. But what about white people? What about white people? What about your people? I said to somebody yesterday, I said, man, most people always want to talk about their ancestors. I'm worried about my descendants. I want 200 years from now, after I'm gone, then my family is saying, damn, we glad that he made that change. We glad that he took the step and built this stepping stone and we've been able to keep it going. That's all possible, people. Anybody can create in America. You see what's going on in Cuba right now. They protesting like a fool. They ain't protest. They not protesting because a cop shot somebody. They not protesting because somebody tried to pay something with a fake $20 bill. They not protesting because a dude was asleep at a drive-thru and decided to fight some cops off. We got to understand really why people protest in other countries and what the hell we doing over here and the opportunities we got. We have to wake up and enjoy the freedoms that we have, or we gonna lose them. I always say we got freed out of physical slavery and we got tricked into going into mental slavery. Because in reality, I always say the biggest downfall of the civil rights movement is, one, there was no checks and balance to look back and say, this is what worked, this is what didn't work, this is what we should change, this is what we should keep, let's try implementing this. And two, the day that Martin Luther King got shot, there should have been somebody else to step up. The day that he was shot, there should have been another leader. And because we fell into this concept of the masses waiting someone to lead them where to go, and that's what the government knew. And when in reality, we all should be our own leader. But we're all born dependents. We all come out of our mother. We're born dependent on our mother. And the minute we're born, our mother's dependent on the government. So what is that teaching us? The government dependency. That's the problem. And we have to change that. There should not be one black leader. Every black man should be the leader of his black family. Every black family should be the leader of their black community. If you do that, you ain't got to worry about these people protesting. You ain't got to worry about these people coming to your neighborhood acting reckless because they don't want to see you. Because it's your community and you can come outside with your legal rifle and protect it. You got your garden in the back where you grow your own fresh fruits and vegetables. But we ain't thinking like that. We thinking we want to get the bag and I want to take the trip and I want to flex. And it's like, no, buddy, they got us living wrong. And so that's why we got to stop paying attention to white culture, because white culture has us thinking it's okay to be a single mama. You don't see black people on TV promoting that. You see white liberals promoting that. So much propaganda promoted in front of our face, and we don't do anything about it. And we have to protect our children, and we have to protect the imagery of us as men and as women. Martin Luther King, I be seeing memes of him with do-rags and smoking joints. It's like, we don't realize how serious they took life back then. They wasn't laughing, and yeah, I'm sure they had good times, but life was real. I'm so confused because one minute we oppressed in America, and the next minute everybody can't wait till the weekend and go kick it again. It's like, God damn, are we doing bad or are we doing good? Make it make sense.
1940s, 1930s, it's grandmama now. Then, nigga, here come cocaine. Then here come crack. Then here come gang banging. Then here come gangster rap.
Yeah. Well, how you told just a moment ago, you told me how you was first influenced because you seen it on the TV and it made you. I think about
I was influenced by Lil Wayne.
How much the influence is heavy with children today.
Trey
with the internet.
Songz.
It's like they can't even get away. You can't.
And I want to pause because I realized something the other day. The Hot Boys. First off, the group was named Hot Boys, right? But then I thought about Young Turk, Lil Wayne, BG was Baby Gangster, and Juvenile was Juvenile. They really named them all to be kids and to be cool gangster kids to influence the masses of black children in America. But let's get back into this.
Behind it now.
Well, it's our fault. It's the parents' fault.
Yeah.
Nigga, you ain't finna play no rap music in my mama house.
At all.
Back then and now. You ain't finna play it.
Would have never did that in my grandma's house.
The parents don't guard the children's ears. The parents don't protect what the children see. The parents don't monitor what the children speak.
Nope.
So who fault is it?
The parents.
Shit, nigga. Oh, my mama had to work, so she couldn't monitor that. And wasn't nobody in the family, wasn't nobody in the community coming to help her. Single mothers didn't have no.
And this is why I say I was blessed to grow up with two parents. My mama never had a job my entire life. So when I left for school, my mama was there. When I got home from school, my mama was there. I hated it as a kid, but it kept me out of a lot of trouble. It kept me structured. And when I didn't start doing dumb stuff till, sneaking out here and there, going to see girls. But the guns, the drugs, I didn't have time to do none of that because the minute I got home from school, my mama was there. And we were doing something whether it was playing hangman or crossword puzzles or her just asking me about my day. I've always had a high involvement with my parents. And that's why I'm so blessed and thankful for them. I would go to the basketball court and my mom would send my dad probably every hour to come check on me just to make sure, nothing was going on. Because random people used to pull up shooting at the park and arguments would happen and the guns would be pulled out. So my everything is credited to my parents because I couldn't imagine being one of these kids not knowing who my daddy, literally not knowing who half of you are in the world is. So you're just out trying to fill that void with rap music and with girls and with nice clothes and with nice cars. And all of it leaves you empty because you only want the love of your parents. That's all anybody wants in this world is to be loved. I don't care how mean they sing, how nasty. They just need love. Every love overrides everything in this world. And once we understand that, we'll get to where we need to go.
Help back in them days. It was no such thing as a help for a single mother. It wasn't no programs. It wasn't nothing.
You feel like it's becoming normalized within the black community to be it's just normalized to accept the negativity that comes with rap music.
Well,
and the culture and shit.
It's normalized because we ride to school letting our kids listen to it. Right? The content of rap music is not for children. Not niggas minus the lyrics. The content is not for children
at all.
But yeah, you can't hide it nowadays, though.
You can't hide it. Don't play it in the car. Don't give your child no phone at 5 years old.
Man. And my kids don't listen to rap music. In the car, we listen to audiobooks. I am a very nosy daddy. My daughter is 11. I'm always coming downstairs. Hey, baby, what you doing? What you listening? What you watching? If she watching the show, I sit there and watch 2-3 episodes. I Google the show. I Google the cast. Any app she want me to download, I Google it and see what it's rating, see what the reviews were. I don't care. I don't care if you like me. I need to know what's going on because I understand the world is trying to poison our children. I'm sure some people seen the video of the San Francisco gay choir that said we're going to convert your kids. Now, man, this stuff is real. The world is demonic and it's trying to attack our children. We have to save our babies. Why do you think they want us to keep telling our kids about slavery? They want them to grow up literally thinking they slaves and got some type of connection to slavery. Why would we want babies born in 2021 to think they have any connection to slavery unless we're trying to do something? Unless we're trying to put them back into slavery. Unless we're trying to manipulate their mind. Because and I know that you can go listen to The Science of Being Great written in 1910 and it tells you that you have no limits. No matter what your parents' intelligence level was or your genetic intelligence level was, you are unlimited as a human. The only limit you have is what you place on yourself. So why is this world so busy on telling black people that we can't be something while also putting negative imagery in our kids' head over and over and over? Pay attention to what he said about the parents allowing this music to be played in front of their children. We have to save our babies. Ain't no community coming to do it. Ain't nobody about to knock on your door and say, hey, let me raise your children in a better environment. You have to be the better environment. You have to create the better environment.
You can't hide it, man. You can't control it. Fuck you talking about, you man. I run what's in whatever house. So
see,
what
most
you
people
mean?
ain't think like that though.
Man,
every man should.
You like it too. You like it too. My mama them say, hey, all y'all kids get out of here. Why you grown folks in here? We start letting the kids sit around us. The kids like the music because we like the music.
At my grandma's house, there was a table for the adults and a table for the kids. The kids' table was in the kitchen. The adults' table was in the dining room. I let you sit at that adults' table. You ain't supposed to. Boy, you get your ass tore up. And Grandpa had a big old chair at the end of the table, and you bet not sit in Grandpa's chair. It don't even matter if he home or not. You still don't sit in Grandpa's chair.
if we give them Bow Wow kind of rappers, crisscross kind of rappers when they 4-5 years old, and they don't never get appeal to what we listen to. Nigga, my son like gangster rap because he heard it from baby to now. I didn't feel to the lyrics, homie. I didn't feel to the content.
It's the parenting. We fell in our children.
I put my daughter in the car just yesterday, man. Me and her ain't rolled together in a minute. Nigga, fuck a lot of bitches. Hey, man, goddamn, I just hurry up and cut it off. Put on another song, bitch. Goddamn, man, I can't listen to nothing. Man, say, man.
Audiobooks, my guy. Audiobooks.
Yeah. But even just not just the music, just the culture, the way media work is out there. And I just feel like not even just black people are, it's like, what do you call it, desensitized to just, it's out there.
Well, nobody else is mimicking rap but black children.
Yeah.
Nobody else. So we just can't say it's just not black people. It is just black people.
That's a good point. The music is.
It is just black people, homie.
It's very important.
And I agree with that, but that's two-sided. Because it's just black boys that's imitating the homicide portion of it. But all races of girls want to be little Cardi B's and little Megan Thee Stallions. I went to a Hispanic neighborhood and seen a ton of girls the other day with makeup on and lashes and nails. And I was like, what? This is a music video. So all girls are copying hip hop culture. But yeah, he's totally right. There's something about this murder. Even little white boys want to wear the jeans and want to go get tats and stuff. They really ain't about to pull no strap. So it's something in us young boys. And I think it's lack of love. Honestly, I know I got probably 50 friends in jail for homicide. Another 50 that been killed. They was good people. They all grew up without their daddies. On my first basketball team when I was a freshman, out of the 14 people on the roster, probably 9 of them are dead already. None of them was bad people. None of them have fathers either, though, man. The connection with lack of love is making a huge role in why we make such bad choices.
And it's not the media. It's the home.
The home.
You know how many women I see turn around and pop their ass? And it'd be a house full of women popping their ass and they hollering, hey! And them kids standing over there looking?
Yep.
At the family reunion. So it ain't no more black women just two-step. Every time the black women do something now with some music, she got to turn.
Gotta twerk.
Turn that ass.
Get that strap on you though, my guy. I like that.
When you in Miami, you walking up down Ocean Drive, you gonna hear some hey, and when you look over, it's a bunch of black women. They got their hand on the ground. They got their ass in the air. Yep. Their bellies hanging up under their shirt, but they got them asses flopping and showing. So that's what we done been reduced down to. So then when you look at the nigga, he walking down the street, he got his ass showing, his dick print showing, his pants around his ankles. Man, we look disgusting.
As a fool.
So it is just us, man. It is. It's people coming over here who can't speak English and learning how to read by the time they get to the 6th grade.
I got a homeboy, came over here from Puerto Rico, 19 years old from high school, owned his own business now, couldn't speak English when he came over, learned to speak English playing basketball with us, owns his own business. It's us. We are missing a great opportunity being in America, dog. And we got to stop letting these people brainwash us that we can't be something, that we can't do something. We have to realize, put this bullshit stuff down. It's so easy to be successful in America. When I say, like I said, if you got a cell phone and the internet, $1 million is yours. Signed, sealed, delivered, cash the check. But you got to get your mind on that frequency. Disconnect from this matrix. And if you don't, man, it's leading us down a destructive path.
5th grade, read English and speak English. We over here, and our kids can't even read, homie.
Black men read at a 4th grade level.
Read scores, and man, most of black children, when they get to school, they don't know nothing when they get to pre-K and kindergarten. But how to fight hard in the motherfuckers, little bitty baby.
Yeah. And at some point, it's like, God damn, man, when do we fix this? It was like this when I was a kid. It wasn't as bad when my dad was a kid, and for sure wasn't like my grandparent. Like I said, the 60s, the civil rights movement, it flipped us over. Slavery 2.0. We became government dependent. We stopped doing it on our own. We stopped providing for our own communities. We stopped having men in the house. And this is the product of it. So I'm challenging my people. Like I said, I hope all these videos go viral as hell, and not just for me, but for Charleston and for the world. We have to change our culture. We have to disconnect from this fake black culture that they're giving us, or they putting us back in slavery. It's happening at a really fast rate, and it's happening faster now because every thought is a seed. Every seed eventually sprouts, right? So we manifesting a lot of negativity a lot faster than what we did before. The universe is moving a lot faster. Drop some comments below. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? But you have to be the change that you want to see. Or if not, and Tupac said that changes. It's time for us to change the way we treat each other, change the way we eat, change the way we live. See, the old way wasn't working, so it's time to come up with a new way we want to survive. 2021, are we going to come up with that new way, or are we just going to kind of just let us go? Until next time, spread love, spread positive vibes. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.